Hey, it's Mo. Got another day with some good natural light, which you know I love, so you can really see what I look like. Lines and scars and all that is real on my face. I've got pores. I'm just a real person who really loves makeup. And I thought we would talk some favorites. These are what I would call my most loved things from February. Some of them are new. Most of them are new, actually. Some of them are new to me. But I'm okay with that. Like, favorites to me should be whatever your favorites are, whether they're brand new or they're not, or whatever they are. And these all make that grade, so that's why I've chosen these. Foundation always seems like a good starting point. The Dream Radiant Liquid from Maybelline, absolutely my favorite this month. I just love this foundation. In fact, this morning, I don't know, I had been testing something over the last few days, so this one hadn't been, right at hand, and I was looking around in my room for it, and I was like, where is it, and I found it, and I was like, oh, finally, there it is. I absolutely love this foundation. I have loved it from the first time I put it on. I'm wearing it today. I don't have powder or anything over it. This is exactly what it looks like. So it is somewhat radiant, as you can see, but it's not like overly in any way greasy, glowy, or anything like that. I find that it stays on very well. I don't get it settling into lines or anything like that. It has hyaluronic acid, and it's supposed to be kind of moisturizing, but I don't find it overly moisturizing, and my skin kind of goes back and forth depending on the weather. So in the winter, it's pretty close to normal. My cheeks might get a little dry, and in the summer I'm probably a little more combo, so I get a little bit of oil in the T-zone. Everything else is pretty much normal. So admittedly, I've only used this in the cold months so far, but it's a beautiful finish. I found a great shade match, which has made me so happy. 30 Ivory Beige is my color, and it stays on all day. It goes through long 13-hour days of being gone at work and whatever I'm doing. I don't set it with a powder, and I absolutely love this. I did do a review on this, a full review. If you want to see that, I can link it below. Another one is what I've got on my lips today. This is from Milani. They released all kinds of new things in January, I believe it was, and I tried a lot of the products. I still would love to get a video up with a full face of Milani. We'll see if time allows for that eventually. But this one stood out this month for sure. It is the Ludicrous Lip Gloss. And this is in the specific shade Teen Spirit. And I don't do great with nudes. Typically, they kind of wash me out. I don't have a lot of natural color in my lips, so if I don't wear any color at all, I look, kind of blah, frankly. So I like to have color on my lips. And this is it definitely is more pink than a straight absolute nude. It's got just a hint of rose in it, but when I saw it in the store, it looked pretty nudish to me, and I thought, well, I'll try it, but I'm not sold. But it is awesome. It has kind of that minty scent to it. It feels really creamy going on. It's not going to stay on like a long-wear lipstick, but for a gloss, it stays on pretty well, and it's got some body to it, but it's not thick and it's not sticky, and I absolutely love the color, and I think the shine is exactly what I want. It's not like Disco Ball City. It's just so pretty. It's just such a pretty gloss. And I think that maybe it looks a little lip plumping. I'm not super into lip plumping or whatever. Definite favorite. I use this quite a lot this month, and I will continue to use it. Just really a big fan of the Milani Ludicrous Lip Gloss in specifically Teen Spirit. And this one is not new, but it is newish to me. I'd say I bought it about 2 months ago, we'll say, and I've been testing it. It's the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. And this is a primer, and it's in a jar packaging. As you can see, it's got almost what I would call, it's kind of a moussey texture, but it's definitely pore filling. I have heard this mentioned as a dupe for the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer, I believe it is. This is definitely a pore filling primer, and more mattifying. And definitely I have pores. I don't think there's any doubt of that. And this does a pretty good job. I mean, does it absolutely smooth my skin like porcelain doll or something? No, it doesn't. But as primers go, and I'm not a huge fan of primer, this one really does a nice job of pore filling and just kind of smoothing things out, particularly here and around my nose. And I like it, and I do think it helps with the longevity of the makeup a little bit. So I really liked this quite a bit, and I think it's a good drugstore find. Again, I'm going to say, I'm just always saying this, but drugstore prices are not cheap, especially L'Oreal. I would suspect, I don't remember what I paid for this, but I'm guessing it was in the $13 range. So, as I've said before, drugstore prices are on the rise. Everything is, but I feel like they're super duper on the rise. But that's an aside. Anyway, let's talk blush. So the blush I have on today is new to me, and I think, as far as I can tell, it's new, not just new to me. It's one of the e.l.f. Primer Infused Matte Blushes. So last month, I did swatches of all of the e.l.f. Primer Infused Shimmer Blushes, which are new. And I had seen a couple of the matte blushes over the years in my Target store, and I picked them up, and they're very nice, and I've always heard good reviews. But then when I was on the e.l.f. site looking for something else, I noticed that they had new By the Primer Infused Matte Blush. Well, I looked at it, and it looked to me like there were new colors, and this one definitely, I think, is. This is Always Punchy. It's what I have on today, and I wore this quite a bit in February. For me, that's a very me shade. It's a very peachy pink, but it leans just a hint more pink. I'm gonna say it's showing up a little more pink on camera than it is in person. It's a little more peachy in person. It's got that great primer infused e.l.f. formula, which I absolutely love. It's a color that works really well for me. I am pretty much comparing most blushes I use now to these e.l.f. primer infused, whether they're the shimmer or the matte. They are top notch. They are $6 a piece. I've seen about 3 of the shades in store generally, and then the rest are only available, at least I'm only finding them on the e.l.f. website. And I did purchase all of them in the past couple of weeks, and I will be doing a swatch video of all the e.l.f. primer infused matte blushes, all of them that are available on the website. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7, including this one. So I will be doing a video on those if that interests you, but Always Punchy in particular, really a great shade, and that is a new one from e.l.f. Mascara was kind of a late entry in the month, but I really do like this, and it's what I have on today. It is from L'Oreal. It is part of their Age Perfect line, and it is the Lash Magnifying Mascara. I didn't really think there'd be much to this, frankly, when I bought it. I was really buying it for review purposes and to let you know, what I thought of it, but I think it really gives nice, separated, pretty, dark, glossy lashes, which I am a fan of. I really do like the look of it. I think it's very pretty mascara, and I said I did do a review of the whole Age Perfect line, and again, I'll link that if you want to see it, but one of the things I said there was that one of the things they talk about is how it's got this gentle brush, good for sensitive eyes or whatever. I do not understand that. It's a mascara brush. It's nice. I like it that it's more tapered on the inside so that I can get kind of those inner lashes, which are always a bit tricky. And I've used this on upper and lower lash line. Lower lash line I have a little difficulty with because I think it smudges ever so slightly. But part of it is when I'm getting ready, I'm usually like going really fast, and I'm not paying attention to like holding my eyes a certain way so that it's not touching my under eye. So part of that might be operator error, but upper lash, absolutely, really, really like this mascara, and I've used it quite a bit in February. For brows, I've been using this for a couple of months, but I haven't really mentioned it, and I thought I'd bring it up. It's the Almay Brow Styler, and I use this in dark brown. I don't really use a lot in my brows typically, but I do like a tinted gel. I like some hold, and I like just a little tint. And it's got a teeny tiny little brush. And it does hold very well, and I like the way that it distributes products, and it's not goopy, and it just kind of really does just grabs kind of the hairs that you have and darkens them a little bit and keeps things in place, which is really all I'm looking for. And it's really, I think that's a really, really nice one, and it's pretty much my go-to. It has been for the past couple of months, so definitely that is a favorite from Almay. Oh, another one from the Age Perfect line, again, kind of a, you know, I've been using it a couple weeks, is the eyeliner. It's the Satin Glide eyeliner, and the whole Age Perfect line is pretty limited in terms of shades. Like, I think maybe they only have a brown and a black of these eyeliners, and I tend to always prefer a brown eyeliner. I have for a long time. I just think it suits me better than black. And this is really nice. It glides very nicely, as they say. It has this rubber grip that's supposed to help you hold it. I don't know that I even hold it at that point, so that part doesn't really matter to me. But I think the color's nice. It wears really well. It stays on me all day long, all through work, all day long. It doesn't come off until I take it off, and yet it's not like I'm trying really hard to get it off. It's just a really nice balance of easy to get on and long wear, yet not difficult to get off. The one complaint I have about this is that there's not a sharpener in it. And I wish there was, because, you know, with pencil liner in particular, you want like that fine, nice point. But I've gotten by okay with it, and I do like it. I liked this a lot, and I've used it a lot, and I'm using it again today on my face. And then there was one, and this will not surprise you, I hope. If you've seen my video, my very excited, happy video about the LA Girl Pro Mastery palette. I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette. I have it on today. I've worn it so many times this month. Even as all the things I was testing, I was like, where's my LA Girl Pro Mastery? It's an excellent palette. Absolutely excellent. The colors are beautiful. I don't love that they put the names on the plastic instead of the actual palette, but somebody suggested that they were sticking it up here on the mirror so they could see the color names, and the mirror is so huge, which it is, it didn't bother them, and I'm like, excellent suggestion, thank you. I appreciate that. I did do just a kind of a comparison between this and the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, the larger palette that she released last month. There are some definite similarities, and frankly, I like this better. This is a $16 palette. When I bought it at Ulta, it was, I had a $3.50 coupon, which you can use on LA Girl, and I've noticed for the past couple of weeks, this has been on sale at Ulta for $11.99, which kind of blows my mind. But this is an absolute winner. I think I've had several people comment that they saw my video and they purchased it, and so far I've heard only good things about their feelings on the palette, which makes me so just really happy that like I helped someone find something that's so nice and in relative terms is affordable, or more on the affordable end. I try not to use the term affordable because it's so subjective, but especially if you get it for $11.99. Really, this many shadows, this high quality, absolutely great. So February was generally a good month. I really enjoyed it. I tested a lot of things. I have a lot of videos coming up that I haven't gotten to yet. February is quite busy for me. So I know I'll be testing, as I said, I'm going to do the e.l.f. Primer Infused Matte Blushes. Be watching for that if that's something that interests you. I also got all the e.l.f. Seriously Satin lipsticks, because one of those lipsticks has been one of my go-tos this month. I'm not quite ready to call it a favorite yet, and I do want to swatch all of those because I did purchase all of those from the e.l.f. website, so that'll be coming up. And you know, I'm always trying to think of like what would be useful, or what information would you like to have, or what information would I want to have about a product that nobody's talking about or I'm not seeing enough about. That's kind of where I try to come from, and I hope that's helpful to you, because that is always my only purpose here. I hope you had some good stuff this month. I hope you had some fun and enjoyed February, and now we are into March, and I hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to you soon.